something here.
Please.
Stream to my audience.
Yes, absolutely. We want to reach as many beautiful Black women as we can,
Okay.
especially those that are looking to move abroad, whether it's the U.S., Portugal, Panama, Mexico, Ghana, wherever. We want to talk about co-living or communal living.
Wait,
Thanks for
I want to do my. Okay.
we going.
Yeah.
All right, all right.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So what's shaking, soldiers? Savvy Soldier here
Mm-hmm.
with my bestie business partner, Sonia Fon. And today we're going to be talking about communal living or co-living as an option if you're considering moving abroad, if you're finding living in the US financially daunting, co-living is an option. So hey, Cynthia, thanks for joining us. Like I said, I'm Coach Savvy D. Jones. Currently, I do live in a co-living community, and Sonia is one of the individuals who lives there. We've been doing this since 2021. I was actually invited by Sonia to come and stay at Casa Arte e Vida. So I am a life coach. I have a YouTube channel called Savvy Soldier where I talk about the importance of rebranding yourself before retiring so that you can have a slide hustle to help support your latter days. We don't want to be struggling, to live the life that we deserve, whether it's in the US or abroad. But we need some type of residual income that is going to help sustain the vibrant lifestyle that we want. So I talk about that on my YouTube channel. Now I target mainly baby boomers, but I'm finding that my audience is a lot younger. And I want to say thank you to all of you who have supported me. I am now over 400 subscribers. Woohoo! I have a ways to go to get to my goal. First 500 and then 1,000. But I want to thank you guys because I wouldn't be where I am today without you. And so without further ado, I would like Sonia to introduce herself. And then we're going to start talking about the benefits of communal living.
Well, good morning, everyone. I am Sonia Fon, and it's a pleasure to be here this morning. I'm really excited about the topic. We are coming off of Exodus Summit, the 5th year of Exodus Summit, and this year, co-living was front and center in terms of a topic. Let me get back on topic here. Okay, I'm Sonia Fon, and I moved to Mexico in 2021, having spent considerable time on the ground during an artist residency. I was in Mexico for 2.5 months to take some time out for myself, and I loved where I was so much that I decided to move. That I was there from June until August, and I made the move in December of that same year. My work has been in social work and social justice. I also have a second career track as a textile artist. But I use the skills and the training that I developed as a nonprofit manager and as a clinical therapist for many years into my coaching business now. I love to work with women 55 and older who really are intentional about leveling up to another lifestyle that includes more freedom, rest, travel, and ease. I am really delighted to have Savvy Jones as my business partner. I would like to encourage you to please follow me on my YouTube channel, which is Mind and Manna, and also to please follow us on our bed and breakfast channel, which is Your Soft Landing. It's Sojourner's Vista del Lago. We're on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. We'll talk more about that later, but it's just a delight to be here this morning, and I'm really excited about the topic because it's really an important one, especially in light of the pandemic, which really wreaked havoc in Black families and among Black women who were mostly frontline workers during that time. The pandemic changed everything. What we have what we have learned in being in Mexico was that 2021 was a watershed year, life-changing year for many of us, and many of us uh, decided to migrate all over the world for a variety of reasons. 2021 was a major year for migrations, and we know that that's going to continue. And we also know that with the price of living and inflation going up around the world globally, um, having safe, secure, affordable space to live is going to be more and more of an issue. So thanks for having me here this morning.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Sonia. You bring so much wisdom and insight to the to this issue, to this, this problem of a daunting cost of living in the US, and then what the options are. I was so grateful for back in 2021 when we met, as you said, in Exodus Summit, and we became partners as far as building a community to keep people responsible and to keep them accountable for their goals to moving abroad, especially in the Jalisco area. So Sonia and I were in the summit, and when I saw Sonia and I saw her compassion and her tenacity and her wit, I DM'd her and I said, you know what, Sonia, if you take the lead in heading up this Facebook group, I'll be your co-partner. And that is where that's where we are now. So we do have a Facebook group called Mexodus Sojourners. If you haven't already joined that, please go there and ask to be invited in. It is a private group, but we post everything that we are doing here in Chapala, Jalisco, Mexico. We talk about our bed and breakfast. We talk about living abroad. We talk about, as Sonia said, the financial impact of that and what we can do to level up our money. So I got invited to Casa Arte Evita back in 2021. And when I was first invited, I was just overwhelmed with joy about, okay, I'm moving to a new country. I don't know the language. I really don't know anybody. I just met Sonia. This is kind of scary. But once being vetted for being in the group, for being in the home, all of those fears dissipated. It was totally different. It was just a beautiful thing. I immediately had community. I immediately had family and friends, what I call family and fristers. My co-living partners became my sister. They became my family. And so that was important to me, because when moving abroad, you think about all the friends you're leaving and all the family you're leaving. And so then you dread sometimes can be something that will come upon you, because there's loneliness and there's just fears. How would you speak to that, Sonia?
Well, being the quintessential introvert who loves time alone, I didn't have those concerns. Um, Not at all. Um, what I know about our community is our community is a community of artists and creatives. Um, and a lot of how we got together was through connection and intuitive understandings. I had lunch with really a world famous textile artist. I had her books on my shelf. Didn't even realize till we were in the middle of breakfast, and I said, I have your book. I have your books." Anyway, that conversation morphed into a whole afternoon of spending time together. And she said, we have a co-living situation. We were looking for another member. I think you'd be a great person to have in our community. So it was just that simple for me. I did have there were some meetings online to vet um, how the community would be. I got some information about how things were organized, the history. One of our house members had been researching co-living for years, and had been looking for a place to buy. So we actually live in a refurbished boutique hotel. Um, the the conversation that we had, the questions that I had, it was just the right fit for me. All of the pieces came together at the right time.
Mhm.
I was in Mexico from June till August. When I left to go back to Charlotte, North Carolina, I already had my apartment
Mhm.
secured, and I was ready. I went back to Charlotte and got ready to move in that December.
Yes.
For me, um, it's the perfect mix. Our situation has been the perfect mix because I do have my private space and my private quarters.
Mhm.
I am at this time the only night owl of the bunch, although there will be more. I love the fact that I can retire to my space whenever I want to, but we also have communal space so that we do interact as we want to, as we need to. We do get together for our meetings to discuss, what's going on. Um, but the private time for me is very important, and the fact that my schedule, my personality, my way of being is respected within the house. That's very, very important to me. Um, and the fact that we have autonomy, but we
Mhm.
also know that we're there together to make life easier for one another. We look out for each other, and that is definitely a comfort for me. We do share. We have shared our emergency information with each other, our family information. Now that we've been there for some time, we are actually starting to put together our funeral stuff, so
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
all that can be discussed. Because in Mexico, you don't call the police first, you call your family and your doctor first.
Exactly.
So it's important to have all things like that, which are very meaningful to me. um, all of those things just sort of I mean, all I can say is just the things just sort of pieced together for me. The portal was open, and I walked through the door. And um, when those doors open that way, I know that there's a divine force behind it.
Yes. Yes.
So just being obedient and trusting. That, I think
Mhm.
that's the other thing. Of course, you want to make good decisions. You want to plan ahead as much as you can, but a lot of this is about faith.
It is. It is. And when I moved, that is what I said. When I bought my one-way ticket in business class, I told God, I said, Lord, I bought a one-way ticket, and whatever doors you open, I'm walking through them. So faith is really big, and my acronym for faith is full assurance, and possible things happen. And to me, this, I mean, if you had told me back in '85 when I was watching the Golden Girls on television that I would be doing the same thing in 2021, I
Hmm.
wouldn't have been able to conceive that. But once getting there, that's who I thought about. I said, okay, I remember watching the Golden Girls in '85. It was four women, just like us, four women. And they all
Hmm.
had different personalities. I mean, we've got a lady that was from Argentina, another one from Australia, you from North Carolina by way of Kansas, and then me from Michigan. I mean, we have a diverse group of women, but
Yeah,
it's like the Golden Girls on steroids because of the love, the respect, and the community that we have within this group.
absolutely. I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree with you more. And I think the diversity that we have among our personalities has been a plus. But also, I just think the respect. Um,
Yes.
yeah, the respect it's been wonderful.
Yes.
Um, and so, do you want to talk a little bit about how some things are changing?
Well, I would love for you to introduce that.
Okay. Well, we Um, this has been a big year for us in terms
Mhm.
of new opportunities in Mexico. Um, we opened a business. We opened a bed and breakfast business, which we're really excited about. But also, we this year have had the opportunity to become investors within our building. There have been some changes. There are going to be some changes to the composition of the house. And as Savvy and I also become managers of the house, we sent out a solicitation to invite two others to join our community.
Yes.
And within the first day,
Oh my
we got
gosh.
our first new community member. And probably within the next 48 hours, we had, interest from our second partner. We will be changing the name of our home to represent the interests of who will be in the house in the home. We're going to be calling it Mahogany House. Um, what is it in Spanish?
Casa de Caboa.
Okay,
Caoba.
um,
Casa de
Caoba.
Caoba.
Casa
Mhm.
de Caoba. Um, we will be a community of melanated women, creative women. So we will have in our composition myself, the textile designer. Savvy is a writer. I'm also a writer. We'll have joining us a jewelry designer and interior designer, and also an award-winning choreographer um, and photographer.
Yes.
Um, so there'll be, our composition is changing a little bit, but we're really excited about it. And what we're really excited about also is um, having our first meetings to establish the rules and the vibe and the mission of the house. That was a really important part of where we are now, the Casa de Arte y Vida. Um, uh, we came up with a mission statement that reflected our goals and our values. And we also created an altar in the house uh, to reflect who we are and what we're about. There was also another person who did not live in the house, but who had interest in the house. And that was the textile designer that I had lunch with. So I think being able to, uh, establish our new mission and vision will be very, very important. Um, as our house is organized, we we I think the other thing is to stress that yes, we have our private quarters,
Mhm.
which are very important, which
Yes.
consists of a bedroom suite and a ensuite bathroom with a small sitting area. The spaces are, by apartment size,
Mhm.
small.
Mhm.
However, our space is the building. Our
Right.
building is two suites on the first floor and a shared kitchen. It's actually a small galley outdoor kitchen. The second floor has two suites with a little bit larger kitchen. The third floor is the communal living area where there is a large living space. There's a studio in there also. There is a large dining area with a chef's kitchen. And then the top floor is the rooftop mirador, where we can entertain or sunbathe, or we can actually see the lake and the mountains from there.
Mhm.
So um, all of as of this year, there have been some cost of living changes, but all of our spaces at this time are less than $700.
Mhm.
And that includes our weekly housekeeping service. We also have a gardener because we have a lot of plants on the Mirador. It includes our internet, all of our utilities, our rent. I do have studio space in the building, Um, it includes pretty much everything that we need. We have an in-house printer. What else? What else am I leaving out?
The garage area is another workspace. So there's actually two
Right.
studios within
Yeah.
the building. But we have all that we need for under $700. The only additional cost of anything is food and clothing, which we don't spend a lot on clothing. If we don't want to have a chef come in and cook for us, or if we don't want to cook for ourselves, walking up the street or around the corner to a local restaurant, or an outside venue, it's within, it's everything is just so economical. So that's one of the benefits that I love about co-living or communal living, is that the cost of living is minimal when you join all your resources together.
Yes, that's really important. And I think the other thing that I want to say is I, in my personal space, I'm living with a lot less space and a lot fewer things,
Right.
which is really important to me because I think making the move to Mexico really, that purging process, we all have to go through it. But
Mm-hmm.
it was really difficult for me, and I also had to really come face to face with my own consumerism and my
Yes.
it's yeah, just a different value set. I've never been one to have a whole lot of designer stuff, other people's names on my clothes and stuff. If I put something on my clothes, it's gonna be my own business. But I had a lot of purses, I had a lot of shoes, I had a lot of clothes, and I had a lot of collections of
Yeah.
pretty things that I
Mm-hmm.
just admired. And when I think about the cost, how much all of that, the money that I spent over the years that I could have been putting in an investment account,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
also, also just the sheer weight of that American way of purchasing, buying. Every
Right.
month it's
Right.
something, some month that you're buying something for.
Yeah.
And even though I had made some conscious decisions to step away from a lot of that, most of that, I still had way too much stuff. And
I feel you.
so, yeah, and so even now, it's I'm really interested in living a more sustainable life
Right.
in every aspect,
Right.
for myself, for the planet, for
Yes.
just to focus on things. So as it is now, I do get a lot of invitations. So let's go shopping. Let's go.
Mm.
But I'm a certified window shopper now.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
and I
And that's
started.
going to that's going to have a positive impact on our environment, like you said, our planet. When you co-live, or communal living helps to decrease our footprint
Yeah, it does.
in that respect.
And it's like anything else. Once you start that, you see how it carries over into other aspects of your
Hmm.
life. So I'm a textile designer, but now I'm really interested in more, how can I recycle fabric more?
Hmm.
I'm much less prone to buy new stuff. How can I
Right,
use what I have, or how can I get something that I can use in a different way? So I
right.
think all that is, I just think all that's really important. And listen, I'm not, I mean, I like nice things too,
Hmm.
but I'm very conscious now of buying less.
Right, right,
Um, and making do with what I have. Like if I buy something, I'm gonna get rid of something at the same
right,
time.
right,
I'm not
right.
interested in accumulating a lot of stuff. The other thing too, I just want to say this is my when my mother when my parents passed away, my mother left a home that they had been in for a long time, there was so much stuff.
Wow.
I don't want to burden my children with that.
Ah, yeah.
And they're not going to want my stuff anyway.
Yeah, this is true. This is
So,
true.
leaving a few things, but I just, my goal is
That
to
is
have everything in a 5 by 5 storage unit and whatever's in my apartment. That's my goal. I'm in a 10 by
yeah.
10 unit right now, but my goal is to
Hmm.
get it down to 5 by 5. I just think
Right.
that it's important to be thinking about that.
Right. You mentioned that your kids didn't or aren't going to want the things that you left behind. I'm not even gone, but I have allowed my niece and nephew to move into my home in Portage, and they're living there. And every time I go back, I see stuff of mine that is no longer there. So it's true.
Right.
Our descendants, our family is not going to want all that stuff. So why not get rid of it? Sell it, throw what's not reusable away. Don't send it to Africa. They already have an issue with landfills of just just stuff. It's terrible. It's terrible. You probably know more about that than I, Sonia, because I know you study that. But
Hmm.
yeah, we don't need a whole lot of stuff.
And what it does is it helps us, I spend more time in Mexico with my new friends than I ever spent with my friends at home.
Oh my
Um,
God. Say that
because
again.
we have time to commune with each other, we have time to hang
Yes.
out, we have time to laugh if we need something. We're able to actually spend time with people, which is
Yes.
so different from what I experience at home because everyone is, busy in their own circle trying to do what
Mhm.
they've got. It's a different energy,
Right,
and
right.
it's just so nice to be able to breathe. Um,
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly. So Sonia, Cynthia, I see that you say that you started the purging process. A plus for you. So now co-living is not for everybody. What would you say would be some
right.
of the things to consider um, before just jumping off into it? Now, my mother said I never met a stranger, so it was easy for me to move into the community of such a group of beautiful women. Um, but some people, their personalities are going to come up. Um, Cleanliness, different levels of cleanliness. Heck, the sound of a voice. I mean, so where one person may be more aggressive and another one may be more docile, there may be friction there.
Hmm.
So what are some things that you think we should share with our listeners as to, is it for you? What might be a deal breaker for you?
Well, I think also where you're living is it has to be a consideration. If you're thinking about Mexico in any capacity, if you are wanting total peace and quiet, that's not going to happen
That's not
unless
going to
you
happen.
no, unless you are in a totally isolated, gated community apart from everything, like many Canadians and some gringos do.
Hmm.
Um, you're going to hear the sounds of the community. You're going to hear roosters. You're going to hear boom boxes. You're going to hear the sound of the trash collectors. You're going to
Yeah.
hear the water and the gas people.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
you're going to hear serenades in the middle of the morning or the
Right.
whatever. You're going to hear construction trucks.
Hmm.
So I think that's one thing to think about. Where you're living. What is your own tolerance for noise?
Hmm.
Also, will you have the opportunity to, if you know that you need time alone, are you going to be in a setting where you can retreat to have what you need?
Right.
Um, what are going to be the expectations of how you use your communal space?
Hmm.
If
Hmm.
we're artists in our building, so it took me a long time to get to the point of being comfortable with leaving a few of my things out because I'm, you
Right.
know, you know, but
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
kind yeah, but that is that's okay in our space because that's what that space was designed for.
Right,
Um,
right.
I think those are things to think about. The level of cleanliness is important.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up with a rotation of who's going to do chores, and also some things you won't know at first.
Right.
And as you begin to develop your relationship with each other, and you
Mm-hmm.
begin to see things, and you begin to put things into place. But
Right.
that, I think that's the other thing. Are you comfortable with a certain amount of ambiguity at first?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you're getting to know each other.
Right.
It may take a year for things to really solidify.
Exactly.
Um, you know, uh,
Yeah.
you know, um, are you able to communicate what you need?
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Mm-hmm.
meet? Are you able to meet periodically to just to see how everybody's doing? Um,
Right.
you know, those kind of things.
Yeah. I really appreciated the sincerity and the love that everybody extended to me, because the first year that I was there, I got sick with Montezuma's Revenge. But because I was in a communal setting, I was not alone. We
Right.
had one lady give me her doctor's number, and that doctor called me twice a day to make sure that I got everything that I need. Our community was so tight knit together that our house husband went to the store to get what the doctor had prescribed. That has never
Yeah.
happened for me in the US. I mean, oftentimes we leave the doctor office sick and have to go and wait in a pharmacy until we get our stuff with other sick people coming in. I mean, it's just totally different. But my one sister, she fixed food for me. Husband went and got the medication, and everybody checked in on me every day, and the doctor called twice a day. I mean, that was just a different experience for me that I love about communal living. And as we get older, I mean, there are some health challenges that we may face, and just to know that we're not
Mhm.
alone and that there will be somebody there to assist us if needed, we have that in place.
I think the other thing I wanted to say too is we do have a house cleaning staff, and we do have um, Mr. Fernando, he is our house husband. He is. Um, I think the attitude, it was made very clear to us, which I really appreciated, is that these are not servants.
No,
Okay,
no.
this is our family. This is our extended family.
Hmm.
And that's who they are. Our the two ladies, the mother and daughter who clean our home, are our family members. They, sometimes have to bring their children with them. The young woman has, I think she has 6 children. She's young. She has 6 children. She works with her mother. Um, we like them so much that we also hire them to clean our bed and breakfast as well.
Yes, yes.
Um, Fernando, you know, he's excited for us. He checks in on us. They really are like family. Our
Yeah.
gardener, the first gardener we had to retire due to health problems, but we have a new one, and he's awesome too. They look out for
Hmm.
things. I put my plants out because I'm away from home right now. I'm in Chicago. But I put out my little plants for him to take care of while I'm away, and I just love that. I know that my plants will be taken care of. If there's
Yeah.
anything that goes on that's wrong with them, he'll tell me what they need, if they need to be repotted. He has such love for our, I don't know what the word
Our
is,
home.
but we have a whole jungle upstairs. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just the care that has come from intentional relationships. It's
Yes.
been
Yeah.
wonderful.
It has. It has. The other thing that I'm excited about, or I appreciate with the communal living, especially in living abroad, is the enhanced language exchange, learning, learning Spanish. Instead of being fearful that I'm not going to be able to communicate with individuals, my
Mhm.
Spanish is improving. I thank Sonia for that, because she's has spoken Spanish for a while, coming up with her dad saying that she needed to learn it. And then also the friendship that I have made with Zora, and her program called Bloom in Spanish. So, and then just learning to speak to those who are serve us. And then we had Zahava, who's from Argentina, who spoke Spanish fluently. So
Mhm.
just all of the language opportunities to increase our language, to enhance our communication experience, has been another wonderful thing that I have appreciated about communal living abroad.
Yeah, I would agree with that. We keep saying that we're going to have an all Spanish speaking Friday. We haven't done that yet, but I think that's going to come. The
Yeah.
other thing I want to say is the age range of Casa Arte de Vida was, because you were the baby, Savvy, um, early 60s to late 70s.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The new configuration of Mahogany House will be intergenerational.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's exciting to me. So we'll have a
Yes.
45-year-old, um, you all in your 60s, and then and I'll be taking that milestone leap in January. So right now, most of us are in our
Okay.
60s. I'll be leaving
Okay.
you all shortly in that domain.
So Sonia, just for kicks and giggles, we had Blanche, we had Sophia, the matriarch, we had Dorothy, and then we had Rose. So of the Golden Girls, which one do you most resonate with,
Um,
or is it a
which
combination of two?
which one was B. Arthur?
B. Arthur. Oh, wasn't that Dorothy,
Dorothy. I think
the
Dorothy.
tall one?
Yeah,
You being as tiny as you are, would pick the tallest woman in the group.
yeah, yeah. I think so. I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. How about you?
Sometimes I think I'm Rose, a little flighty, little. Sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. It's really exciting. I'm so. I think Exodus Summit this year. I think the year that the Move Abroad Money 2022, that was a watershed year in terms of topics. But I think this was a good year too, and I think I'm excited to see people taking the momentum of that and putting it into practice in palpable ways. I think it's really exciting, and I'm really
Right.
excited to know that we're kind of on the we're on the co-living is not new, but for Black women to really, really start thinking about it,
Mhm.
I'm excited that we're kind of on the cusp of that.
Yes, and I'm glad to see that the younger generation, 45,
Yeah,
are considering it. Instead of keeping up with the Joneses,
right.
they're thinking about the Benjamins, and how can we conserve some of that
Yes.
excessive spending and build community.
Exactly, exactly. I think also I wanted to say too, I'm really proud of our new residents because they also are are seeing an opportunity and they are seizing it. When they are not on site, they will be able to rent out their spaces.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So I think,
Oh, Cynthia says that she relates to Dorothy and Rose.
okay.
Or is she saying we are Dorothy and Rose?
Okay, okay. Yeah. How are you
Yeah.
doing, Cynthia? Good to see you this morning.
So, well, did you want to add anything in closing? We probably should tell people about some of the upcoming events that we have going on in Chapala. Well, there's a lot. I mean, we've got Day of the Dead coming up. We've got an artist event. I'm really excited about having an artist that is coming. I forget the name of the art festival, but we're two. Okay, okay,
It's a couple. It's a couple.
okay.
For
Good,
the
good, good.
Feria Art, for the Feria Art Maestro art event. It's the event that brings all of Mexico's finest artisans and craftsmen together:
Mhm.
silversmiths, goldsmiths, bead makers, textile artists, pottery, you name it. It's all going to be in one place. People come from all over Mexico, Oaxaca, all the different areas, Oaxaca, the different
Mhm.
ethnic groups. Um, they usually they're also last year they made a special point to have Afro Mexican artists and performers come from the Black towns.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
It was
really,
amazing. I had never seen anything so beautiful and so diverse before in my life. It
it
was
was just
amazing.
beautiful. So we have artists coming for that. We have some guests coming to our B&B. We have, as you said, Day of the Dead activities coming up. Um, don't sleep. Listen, y'all. Don't sleep on Chapala. Chapala is not for everyone, but don't sleep on Chapala. There is something going on all
All the
the
time.
time.
All the time.
And just because you don't see a lot of the colonial buildings and all that, there are some beautiful buildings in Chapala, but Chapala is um, it's a mid-sized town. I think 50,000 people, but it's
Mhm.
busy.
Mhm.
But what's beautiful about it is the beauty. There's beauty all around because there's art everywhere, but people keep the beauty to themselves and for their families and friends behind closed doors.
Yes.
You don't know what you might find behind one of those closed doors, but it's going to be something beautiful. Um, so yeah, we've got that coming up. We've got some, holiday specials.
Mhm.
It's gonna be a busy time in Chapala and throughout Mexico. So
Yes.
this is a really great time to come and check out things. We also have a retreat coming up in February, our Jumpstart Your Sojourn 2 retreat. What else can we think of? Oh, I
That
know. Yeah, I know I'll have some indigo dyeing workshops coming up in um, 2024. We're really excited about having some influencer weekends. We've got some good stuff.
Ooh,
We got some
yes.
good stuff planned. That's all I'm
Yes.
saying. We got some good stuff planned. Come to Mexico,
Absolutely.
whichever city you choose, you're going to have a wonderful time.
Yes.
But
Yes.
you come to
Ab-
Chapala and let us, come check us out.
Check us out. We have a place for you.
We do. We do. We have a couple of places for you.
Yes. Yes. Okay, well, Sonia, go ahead and tell us again how we can get in touch with you, your YouTube channels, and take it away.
Well, thank you so much. Please, if you're interested in leveling up your finances and moving to a more intentional way of life that includes freedom, rest, travel, and ease, please do consider subscribing to my channel, Mind and Manna, on YouTube. Um, please like, subscribe, and share. Well, you can find us on our B&B at Sojourners Vista del Lago on Facebook and Instagram. We are also on YouTube, Your Soft Landing at Sojourners Vista del Lago on YouTube. And we are really excited about the partnership from the support that we are getting from Michelle Wedderburn at Casa
Oh,
Elm in San
yes,
Miguel de
yes,
Allende. She's a wonderful, wonderful advocate for us. We love her so much, um, and we're looking forward to hosting her at our bed and breakfast very soon. She said, I'm gonna drive in my car and come see you. So we're excited. We're doing stuff together. That's the last thing I want to say, Donna, before I hand it back to you. The sisterhood is strong.
yes, it is.
The support that we have here in Mexico is strong.
Yes,
We are supporting each other. We're rooting for one another. Um, it's a wonderful thing. We have the sisterhood within our house, but we also have it outside of the house, and
hmm
that includes some husbands and some brothers too. More men
exactly.
to
Yes,
to our
yes.
community. Um,
hmm
but the solidarity that we have as a people is really wonderful. It's a
It is.
beautiful.
It is a beautiful thing. And again, you can contact me at Sojourner's Vista del Lago or my YouTube channel, which is Savvy Soldier. I work with individuals that are approaching retirement and need some type of sustainable subsidiary income. So there, you've got gifts, you've got talents. Let's dig in and see how you can profit from your passion. And until next time, please be well, live free, and prosper.